Sometimes my voice doesn't get captured. Can you say something?
Hello, 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 hello.
Okay, okay, perfect. So to let you know ahead of time, I'll use like two recording systems, one for the entire VOD, so you have it in case you want me to upload my POV on YouTube as well.
Yeah,
Uh, some people don't record like you do. The other one will be outplayed, so we can review faster on your VOD more or less, right?
yeah,
For today, we will use a goals tracker that I'm currently putting together because I couldn't because of that family emergency.
yeah.
Um, Let me share that with you quickly. Uh, Ideally, I'm not sure if you want to show this to your Patreon. I guess feel free to because it's yours to use. Did you give me your Gmail recently so I can add you
Uh,
to it?
yeah. I'll put it
If you
again.
can write it again in chat,
Yeah,
that would be useful. The one you use for like calendar and
yeah,
stuff. Okay, perfect. Editors and okay, okay. Let me share screen for you.
yeah,
You don't have to open it necessarily. You can if you want. Doesn't really matter, but we will use it later in the session, right?
yeah,
Uh, so TLDR, you know a bit of about my background, right? As an LCS coach, whatever.
yeah,
Uh, the reason I'm mentioning it is I found great success at that level. So LCS, top LCS worlds, whatever.
yeah,
When I worked with players with a specific idea in mind, before we used to have like a lot more complicated trackers for goals and notes. But I try to like get rid of the extra stuff and
yeah,
see if we can add it like back to the sheets later. For now, I want us to like work towards something, and we will do that via goal tracker, right? And
yeah,
the goal tracker would look like that. My favorite way of working, and also one that seemed to work with the players, because I've studied like many aspects of performance coaching.
yeah.
Also, sorry if my voice is a bit bad. I
No, you're
think I'm
good.
getting a bit sick. So,
That's okay.
uh, so yeah, as I was saying, the one that I found to work best is one where you have a dual approach. One that is like coach set, player set. So the goals from the coach would, in our case in LCS, would come from like head coach plus positional coach working together to see what the player needs to push the team to the next level, right?
Yeah,
And then we have the player set ones, which are pretty much you telling me, hey, coach, I want you to focus on those things, bring me points about them, because those are areas in my game that I feel I'm weak and I would really want to improve on this. And this pretty much regulates the chemical in our brains for both of us to be like happy with the outcome, right?
yeah,
And another thing that would come later at the end of the session, it would be something I call reflection. So generally, this is what I've observed. It makes it last because uh, if you think about it, you have a lot of players in League of Legends that get washed up, right? That's the
yeah,
term we generally use. And that's something that I really wanted to focus on during my time as a coach because I felt a lot of players, especially in off seasons, they go down in skill and then in season, instead of improving, like let's say their skill before off season is 100%, right?
yeah,
In off season, they go down, they come at 80%. But then after you put them back on 100 in the off season, especially with the new formats, they don't let you improve the player a lot. So after that, you maybe increase him to 110% of the initial skill before the split, right?
yeah,
And I've observed that it's due to like a lack of reflection from people. And this also comes from something that happened to me in real life in uni. I had a guy from like HSBC, if you know what that is, like one of the biggest banks in the UK.
right.
And he was like a director of some department, right? And he mentioned that when you get hired, uh, people use something called the STAR method of hiring. You might know about it if you did some interviews for jobs, right?
Yeah,
Or you don't.
I don't.
Do you or no? Okay, so STAR interview technique, right? pretty much when you ask a candidate a question, this might help you later in your career, right?
Yeah.
They usually look at something like this situation. So they give you, like, they want you to answer within those parameters. So you talk about the situation, like I was in a team. The task I had win like collegiate or whatever.
Yeah.
The actions I did, like this is what I did. So I watched VODs, got coaching, listened to my coach, whatever. And then
Yeah.
the result, we ended up winning collegiate, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of simple. Generally, the questions come in this form. But what he said is that this is more or less bad because the best one is star plus another R or star like that.
Right.
And this last R is for reflection. If you're able to like reflect on what happened and get a learning that you can take into the future, that's when you start smurfing at life, more or less.
Yeah.
And it's also the case in League of Legends, right? A bit of a big story here.
Yeah.
For our coaching today, generally what we are looking to do is take your base level, which would be something like this, right?
Yeah.
And add extra things on it. If we add a new thing to your playstyle, what do you think happens?
Um, might go down for a bit.
Yeah,
Then I download it into my memory, and I go up.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
And then learn something new.
yeah,
So
it's learned and you
yeah.
plateau again and you get to this point more or
Yeah.
less.
I think yeah. And I think I just got coaching like last month. I think I'm plateauing
Mhm.
now. So
Yeah, makes sense.
and yeah.
There's one thing, well, what I mentioned earlier, we want to avoid the moment where you stay here too long and then become washed up because the bad
Yeah.
habits come back, right?
Yeah.
And there are two things we need to do. We need to recreate this cycle, right? So we add one good thing here, then the second good thing is here. You will drop a bit in performance, then increase again, right?
Yeah.
And and while we do, then again, same thing, bam, bam, and third, right?
Yeah.
What do we want to do is to make sure when we get in this plateauing session, because you should stay here a bit, just so you pretty much get a good grasp of the thing, right?
Yeah.
This is when we start reflecting and we add things we learned in the past as some kind of secondary or tertiary goals, because I would suggest you to work with a primary goal in mind and then one
Yeah.
or two extra secondary goals, right? And then one of the secondary goals would be to reflect what we did over here, right? And the other would be something that we can add, but it's not that crucial, more or less.
Yeah.
And in this way, we pretty much make sure you progress at either a steady pace or a very good pace. That depends on you, your time, and also how good you take care of yourself outside of the game.
Yeah.
Because even if we do everything perfectly about the game, some life factors might affect you. And I'm not sure if you watched Faker, Impact, and all those like guys with long careers. They mentioned that the best, like the number one thing, or the two very good things you need to do as a player is make sure your sleep is good and consistent,
Yeah.
and make sure you eat well. And then if you can add exercise to that, it will boost your skill level more than spamming 20 extra games without a purpose, you know?
Yeah.
Because from this the gains would be marginal. If you want, you can join into the you can jump into the queue for me now.
All right. Yeah. I definitely
uh
feel
what
like my sleep went down this week because of finals in school
hmm
and stuff like that. And I
yeah,
kind of I felt it some of my games, but
yeah, makes
yeah.
sense. So for this thing, you mentioned, if I remember correctly, one was to have a tempo issue, right?
Yeah.
So what I will look mostly for is general habits around tempo, right? Here we will include recalls, overextending, stay on the map if we can, because this is also very good. Some coaches really hate it and they want you to recall whenever, but I will
Yeah.
show you some cases where you don't have to, because at the end of the day, like you carry the game by beating the Nexus. To beat the
Yeah.
Nexus, you need gold, right? And if we can overextend on the map, we can get extra gold and experience, as long as we're not punished. If we're punished, then we lose the game, right?
Yeah.
And it looks like we're hinting. Yeah. So recalls, overextending, stay on the map, and like fast response to certain variables. And what I would like you to do is like, I don't really like to coach to just hindsight pretty much, as in telling you, oh, you died here, so the thing 20 seconds ago is bad.
Yeah.
Because you cannot really take this into the next games properly unless it happens like 100 times and it becomes a pattern that you can see, right?
Yeah.
So I like to work more on anticipation and looking for the variables that can change in the games, but they're kind of similar pattern-wise, you know? It will make more sense when we actually get the game, right?
Yeah.
Did you get
You want me to share my screen?
jump select or
Yeah.
something?
No.
If you can, yeah.
Yeah. I'm in queue. Might.
Okay. And the other one, okay, so second one would be around communication. Generally, when I work on communication, it's either through this version 1 or having some scrim or officials.
Yeah.
Ideally, a mix of both, so we can check differences, you know?
Yeah. I think sometimes I get quiet and competitive, and a lot of times in solo queue, I feel like for a jungler, I don't ping as much as a
Yeah,
lot of people. But yeah, we're struggling right now.
you're struggling with the best champ in the game, Mr. Skarnur.
I know.
I have some AD carry friends and like they got mad because meta bot lane is like mages, more or less. Like
Yeah.
you have a random Lux or Kog'Maw AP that's 0-4 and it's more useful than your 4-0 Draven, and they get mad. So
Yeah. No,
they switch to Skarner spam.
my AD carry for my team name changed one of his accounts to no more AD carry or something. He just plays Syndra now.
I respect that. Yeah, so this is more or less it for that. Over here, we will add extra notes.
Yeah.
For your reflection, maybe I will use this to add some extra notes to make you think. For this, I'm not sure if it's more or less necessary. And the main
Yeah.
goal, the coach set one, is pretty much what I was telling you earlier. Like, I believe, for example, if you're Chovy and I'm Koma, or whoever is the best player in the world and the best coach in the world,
Yeah.
if we don't see eye to eye and don't have a synergy, then our work together will suffer, right?
Yeah.
So I want, like, through these sessions, I try to build that because you walk me through your thinking pattern, and then I can ask you guiding questions as well to see if you actually get the variables that I'm looking for,
Okay.
you know? Because
Yeah.
if you are able to spot them in the game, then it will be a lot easier afterwards.
Yep.
Uh, and this part, while you're in the game, I will take notes, so you have them to go back to them. It will be pretty much like like date of today, not one, right? Game one, depending if we do 1, 2, 3, whatever, champion you play, timer in the game. Then we'll have a category of goals, right?
Yeah.
These are kind of general to show you a bit what I was working on during LCS. I was building like a curriculum of all the things that you need in order to be at a world's level, right?
Yeah.
We would have a lot of things, like 100 something topics, from laning and matchup understanding, dive preparation, execution, trade patterns, bot lane
Yeah.
trade patterns, blah blah, to jungle, level 1 invade probability, how to spot that, clear speeds, ganking timers, ganking versus counter jungle. What should we look for? This kind of depends on the patch. It changed compared to my resource, because now you kind of need to get 2 camps for it to be worth to counter jungle.
Yeah.
Jungle lane integration is more or less how to make your plan be similar with the people in your team, and end up like, if you watch pro play, you see that their plays happen at the perfect moment,
Yeah. Sync
right?
up your timers. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we will strive to do with those kind of things. And in order to become good enough to go up there and beat T1, LPL teams, whatever,
Yeah.
you will need to like go through all of these things more or less. No, no, that's not a cue. Okay,
No,
let's get
sorry.
rid of that.
We'll see.
I thought you got the game. And then context, me saying what's happening, extra notes. Over here, I might not give you the answer, like feeding you with the spoon, more or less. So I
Yeah.
will add it as an extra notes after, because for review, I would like you to see what happens and see if we can together go towards the right answer, you know?
Yeah. For sure.
Because generally, in my experience, feedback is based on time. If you are very short on time, you just spoon feed. If you have medium to long term, then you should get to the middle ground or like the point of understanding together, and
Yeah.
both you and the coach would be like happier, and possibly the result might be better because sometimes the coach is hinting, as you
Yeah.
probably know. And yeah, extra notes. That thing here we have a priority, medium, high, low. High, medium, we touch them in the session. Low, they will probably be just written, so you can go back to them.
Yeah.
We can also touch them if we have time. And done is something that you did well. And it's a pattern that I want you to become aware of and keep, right?
Yeah.
So to give you an example, I had a jungle that I was coaching, a grandmaster player,
Yeah.
and they always would beeline when they gank, like get the shortest path possible to the
Yeah.
target,
They
you know?
wouldn't flank.
Yeah. So I was like, why don't you just go around a bit? Because instead of lining to a Caitlyn Lux here, right?
Yeah.
Here you would be like, do I hit this one or this one? If you flank a bit, right, and change your pattern, you can get maybe here, and they would run a bit, right? And you have
Yeah.
like a double skill shot through both of them,
Yep.
or something like that. Or maybe you can block both pattings and blah blah blah. So it's about like,
Yeah. And sometimes you show much later if you hug
yeah.
the wall. Yeah.
But the way I was accept the kill, the way I was looking at it is pretty much like investing, you know. If you invest in something, you will lose money short term, but there's a very good chance that you get long term, rather
Yeah.
than in like, for example, if you invested in Bitcoin when it was 100, right, and you wait a bit, there's a chance you get it for 10K, right? I
Yeah.
don't know exactly the price. But
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
are the kind of person that sees it at 1K and instantly withdraws, you might lose, right? Sometimes you
True.
might be right, but it's not always. And only the variables will tell you that, right? And then a bit of luck, because you also need a bit of luck of your teammates to be on the same page and shit at times.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's actually move this thing on the other side. Pop out this spam. I will stop streaming so it doesn't affect your connection too
Yeah.
much. Let me get rid of this. Okay, okay. Back in my day, there used to be a thing, like based on their bans, you would know more or less who is what in case there are flexes, but now there are too many swaps and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't count that much. It can
Um.
still be reflective sometimes, though.
Yeah. True.
Oh,
Um.
one thing, if you can for this kind of session, play something that you're very familiar with, because it will be kind of hard to
Yeah.
speak your
I can go at
thought
least in
process
Skarner
in
or
game.
Viego. Doesn't
Okay,
mind.
whatever you prefer.
I think. I think I like Viego with these hovers.
Um, I have a bit of PTSD from Viego.
PTSD.
Yeah,
Why?
I used to like duo queue with one of the best coaches in Europe.
Yeah.
Uh, a guy called AOD. If you heard about him, he was in Astralis head coach LEC,
Right.
and he would pick Viego in my games. He's a support main at base, and
Oh.
he used to be one of the best in Europe. So his like clicks forward and spacing would be silver level, but his map play would be like challenger. So he gave me like PTSD because we do something very smurf and then he cannot execute anything. But it's not going to be the case here, right? Right?
No. I've got the mechanics. I just don't have the brain. That will.
Nah, you're Icelandic, man. You have the brain.
True. True.
I heard you guys are gifted over there, IQ
Oh,
wise.
really?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Aren't most like great players from Europe Scandinaves?
Yeah, they're all Danish. At least back in the day, they were all Danish. Like at
Yeah,
least
I mean
the mid
now it's a
laners.
mix.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. What do you think about jungle matchups? Do they exist or are they fake?
I think it depends. I think they matter sometimes. This matchup, I mean, I think Nocturne is good into me, but I don't think it matters this game.
Mhm.
I think what matters the most for me is just I just look at team comps usually for me because
Yeah,
if I can play where I can play. This
yeah,
guy
makes
picked
sense.
Jace instead of
So
Renekton.
anyway,
Yeah.
what are we seeing here? How do we want to approach the early game?
Um, let's see. We're red side, right? I think.
Yeah,
They have Varus top. No wait. Yeah, Varus top
first.
against Jace. I think like whenever I'm playing in Challenger, I like to path towards Jace players. But I also have a Nautilus with Ignite. So
Yeah, but you have a smolder though.
yeah, I have a Smolder. I think I'll path towards the Jace. Just in case there's a dive.
Welcome
Do
to
you know the range
Soloq.
advantages and stuff in that matchup on top lane?
Top lane.
Yeah,
Um
30 seconds until
no, not
minions
really.
spawn.
Because
uh,
man, I know Jace has Q, but I think
TLDR
he's
Varus
lower.
has more range,
Yeah,
so like 575, Jace is like 525 or 500. Irrelevant, but the thing is, if Varus is good, he should smurf the early game at least. So yeah, it's good that you buff there.
Minions have spawned.
I'll record this.
I am already a monster, suited for the horrors I must inflict. I learned preciously, yet I'm forced to kill for it. This mist has but one cure, and I will find her.
Okay, you saw that. Good.
Yeah,
An-
I'm gonna
Anything
run
we need to
straight
do
top.
with that?
All will die.
First blood.
Yeah, my Jace has I think I can still kill him.
Yeah.
No barrier either.
Lost, no. Reborn. Away from
You have slain an enemy.
I'm not sure where Nocturne went, but I think his only place to dive or invade me. I think I'll just give my camps.
Yeah, I mean, he only gets one, so it's whatever. You get them on the map. Nice one. Okay.
Yeah, as long as my Jace doesn't like get over anything.
Yeah. You're a little cheater for playing with timers.
Isolde was my life.
Nothing
Viego
for me
died
there.
in Isolde, and the ruined king was born.
Oh, your smolder doesn't have TP. That's a new one.
She would want this.
So what's the plan now?
I'm just gonna clear back to theirs. Try to abuse. I might try to flash on him. Like, my bowling just crash. Auctions here.
Is it worth checking what's happening top lane while clearing? And your
Yes.
spells are down?
Yeah.
An enemy has been slain.
Okay. Nice.
What is lost is never lost to me.
I think it's bad to recall here.
An ally has been slain.
On the blade grubs. I feel like
No, it's good. No, it's good. But what should you do about Nautilus? Should you let him do whatever or ask him to come?
An enemy has been slain.
I think I have to skip my Krugs. Be there.
It depends.
I just don't have.
What?
I think Nartern is gonna be there on spawn. That's why.
Soon this long, cruel night will end.
But maybe it's better to.
Oh, is he still one?
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
It hurts. My heart. It hurts so much.
Okay.
Maybe I could have followed the flash. That'll help me. Oh, I should have went.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has
I thought they
been
had that.
slain.
My bad.
Nah, it's not your bad. I think Jace played it like shit because they had it. So, fine.
I'm just scared of my camps. Almost level 6.
Yes.
And so it
Okay.
was that
Did you see that, Lulu?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
My blue's worded. Word Nox
Mhm.
is already here. He has to form his raptors now. He's doing dragons.
until she returns to my arms, all will be brought to ruin.
I know. He's looking. Maybe we can't fight. Yeah, I can counter this.
There is no salvation from the dark, for the dark is me.
I think there's a chance his camps are up here and he might go with them.
Mhm.
I can dive bot. So.
An enemy has been slain.
This camp should be up. Yeah.
Slain.
Gonna go for Jinx after.
An enemy has been slain.
Yeah. That's good.
Jinx is smart. 130 on Wood. I think I just want to get back top lane.
I will rip her from the jaws of death. Fate cannot stop me. Now.
Jace has TP.
Nice.
Gank top on this timer.
The curve of her lips, the softness of her smile.
You have slain an enemy.
Nice. In situations like this where you have like a shit ton of HP, try to give the assist, you know? Slow it down a bit.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Because
that
it's
makes
more
sense.
goal for the team. So you could have done it for the level 3 one. So I'm just mentioning because it seems like a pattern, you know?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't really think of it that much.
The mist is my grave, unending sadness.
Thing is coming with gold. I think they want to fight us. I have to run. And now we have moved.
Oh my god.
An enemy has been slain.
I think I could have sidestepped the Aurora ult. I just didn't think I would die.
Yeah, it's likely. It's a new Aurora ult though. Did you play against this one? Is it different?
Nah, I know it slows though, I guess.
Yeah, it's a bit cringer. I don't remember if they buffed its damage as well. Just because it no longer locks you in place.
Yeah, it might. Felt like it. Yep. I'm gonna ignore Void Grubs. Get all my camps.
How many are there, do you remember?
The black
It's 2 left.
flows for me like a tide.
Isn't it worth to get 5? Because 5 and 6 are the spikes, no?
Um,
And you have conditions, stop it.
yeah.
If this guy
I
has
think
TP, they should be free.
Yeah. I just think it's too late now. Like, I agree. What do you think? I have 3 camps now. Let me make. Maybe two
What
one.
is wraith but the ravenous shadow?
Ooh, here.
Yeah, that means she's not alone if she walks that aggressively
Yeah.
with an enchanter.
Killing spree.
It's so weird, your audio is a bit desynced on the stream.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're like, what the heck?
Shut down.
A
Okay.
world
Sure.
Plating will fall soon.
Hey, the carry
An
player.
ally has
Okay,
been
he's dead.
slain.
Unbelievable. One cannon. Okay, look. It's good.
An ally has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret. You have slain an enemy. Your turret has been destroyed.
I think I will wait for my support.
Now, as an idea, try to keep your clicks closer to your character. Pretty much your Q range.
Okay. Already here.
Just the beginning. Stand against me.
That's a dead Jinx right there. What's Nautilus doing? Holy. Nice. Yeah.
Shut down.
Nice.
Killing spree.
See what I mean? That
Yeah,
close click gave you the dodge there.
yeah.
Like a lot cleaner.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a bit of a hard change to your playstyle, but generally you can see within 40 games you would feel like your mechanics are 10 times better
Yeah.
if you get your clicks a bit closer. Because you will be able to dodge fog stuff a lot easier, even though you're fast at clicking, you know?
Calling out.
Yeah.
Because there you reduce the overall travel time. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
the speed doesn't really matter if the travel time is high, you know? Like, because you cannot increase the speed easily, but you can decrease the travel time quite easily
Yeah, that makes
if you
sense.
are making yourself aware of it often, you know?
I want to walk in first.
Mhm. Nice. That's a good one. Nice. There we go.
An enemy has been slain.
Yes.
Do you need to be here?
No. I can just take the tower.
Yeah, you can.
Has destroyed a turret.
I think I can. I still have time to do Herald. They have no Nocturne ult.
I am already a monster.
So,
Suited for the hunt.
fine. This is what you mean by greedy and overstaying? Like, is it good overstay?
Yep. Nocturne is dead. He probably doesn't have vision to ult you here if you overstay. There's no objective on the map after you take this Herald. You're not needed for like mid-stay randomly because you have a shit ton of wave clear. So you can just go back to camps, do stuff, or go for a stupid fight. Generally, I'd overstay for camps though, not for the stupid
Yeah,
fight.
yeah, I agree.
This one might turn into an int.
Enemy has
Yeah.
been slain.
You know, like, this one looks bad, your team is kinda inting it,
Yeah.
but it will go well, just because they outhands people.
Yeah, I can see how that could have been really bad.
Yeah, but like, you staying for Herald and then clearing 2 top camps,
Would have been
5
yeah.
bot camps wouldn't be bad, you know?
It'd be very.
Because
Yeah,
you're not needed.
yeah, I agree.
If you are in comp and they're like, okay guys, let's sync recalls, show 3 people on midwave and siege that
Yeah.
midwave, then you don't stay. But
I
here, like, enemy had
And
tempo, yours had like Jace, wave clear, whatever,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
One thing that I generally say, you shouldn't overextend similar to the wave clear junglers like the Udyr players and shit that don't help anyone and they just perma-farm all game, you know?
Yeah.
But you can spot timers when you can go for the full clears without your team getting punished too hard.
can see anything, knock him into
Yeah. If you were at LAN, you would look to the monitor of your other player. So
Yeah.
OP, like T1 at Worlds.
I saw that.
I was there for the final. They're actually insane. Like holy shit.
I think this is a good fight. I need to wait for Jason. Or wait for
If you have flank, yeah, just wait. E.
Yep, I'm gonna eat this.
Yeah, nice. Okay. Wait.
Yeah, you're right.
You're an assassin at the end of the day. You can wait a bit, you know.
Yeah.
You're safe with me.
Oh, what the fuck?
An enemy has been slain.
I'm thinking I want to take the red buff after dragon, but maybe I should have taken red buff first.
Yeah, probably. Dragon seems like an exit objective,
Yeah.
but at the same time, you play it safe for soul. It's not that bad. Like,
I won't go to red buff. Yeah.
and here you can still extend because there's nothing yet happening. You know, like you just took.
Yeah.
And if you recall, I don't like for that mid wave to be contested, you need Ari and Jace to pushing side waves and move in. You know,
Right.
else you staying on the wave with the bot lane sometimes gives you the turret, but other times you need more stuff, especially when you have like
Yeah.
scaling AD carry. Okay, who do we shadow here?
I think Jace is better. But... Or do you think I need to protect? No, I think no. I'm not playing with Ari. Play with the Jace.
Without him, darkness.
Ari has like mercs. Yeah, interesting.
I think I'll wait a bit for my team.
Yeah,
Soon this long, cruel night will end. But not yet.
To play safe. Do I? I should. I'm just gonna herald since they have 4 3 men.
yeah, that's fine. Do they need a Nautilus here, or should you ping for him to come?
Yeah. I think I should. Aurora's moving now.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Nautilus probably. Okay. Okay, nice look. Okay. Nice. That's it. You got it, you got it.
Yeah, I need to stop Wing it.
You should stop turning into everything also.
I think so.
I mean, I don't know, I wouldn't turn into an AD carry when Aurora is next to me, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Or whatever burst mage. Because I think you get their stats, no? Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
had her
get,
HP and shit, so...
You get skinny. Are they chasing?
I know the Lee Sin syndrome variation on Viego is there, but, you know, we need to make decisions by using our brain for stuff like this, because it's not like CSing or pathing, and you can autopilot everything.
I definitely sometimes take an AD carry and just die. Yeah, I can counter this. I think I'll just...
I'm mentioning... No, sorry, go ahead.
I'm just gonna farm for my Sterax. Recall.
Yeah. I'm mentioning it because that's a variable that can repeat, especially on like Viego, right?
Yeah. I used to throw a lot of games on Lee Sin, so I used to one-trick Lee Sin too.
If you do it in solo queue and you play for the outplay, I don't care. Like limit testing in solo queue is fine as long as you don't go below Grandmaster.
Yeah.
'Cause if you watch Caps in EU, that guy is like running it down and limit testing every game. So, and Yankos and all those guys. So it's not a bad approach, but in competitive you have to use your brain. Because if you
An enemy has been
get stuck
slain.
into the mindset of limit testing perma, then you will do it when it matters as well.
Rampage.
Nice, nice. Okay, put yourself in position. Ah,
I tried.
yeah.
Keep getting stunned.
You got stunned because you threw an extra basic in there though.
Dominating.
Nice.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Here, for example, you can go directly to Drake if you want to overextend tempo. So you can
Yeah.
play the vision game. Like you don't let Lulu take the vision, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
Because at this point the vision game is more important and set up than a red. You know?
Yeah.
And you might be able to take theirs. Okay, that's super good. Just get out. Nice. And now you bait this guy and he dies. Nice.
Yeah.
See what I mean? Because
Yeah.
they force something thinking you're inting, but you're actually doing it planned, more or less.
Oh.
Careful. Okay, that guy is insane.
Yeah.
Nice, good.
I think it's better to maybe pressure
Go
bot
bot.
lane.
Yeah. Exactly.
Your turret has been destroyed.
And then look, what are we looking at? Which timer do we look at here to sync with?
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Say Jace. Or I mean, these guys might need the recall, but I think we should do dragon here.
Yeah, you should, but you took the long path, kinda.
Yeah. As
The answer is Smolder, though. Like,
Oh yeah. Like you want to pressure
because
with
that's the
Baron
guy.
in this timer when he comes back.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, if you overextend for this Drake, you're Viego, so you can move on the map fast. But you need to identify who is the guy that's going to siege and on which wave. This first wave that's on mid lane now, you cannot play on that because this guy doesn't TP to it.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have TP on Smolder. If he TPs, then you can recall and play on this, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
All will be brought to ruin.
Is what you guys are doing here good or bad?
I think it's probably bad. No side wave.
Any game where you're not like 30 to 10, this is a massive throw and they win here, like, or at least come back, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. You guys just be better at pinging my team like macro. Like, I could have pinged like I'm not swinging on a base.
Exactly.
I get lazy. I think it's so few. I should ping it.
If you watch, I'm not sure if he's the best example, but he's like a generally seen as good jungler. Agurin in solo queue, that guy pings everything. Sometimes
Yeah.
over pings, so I don't think you should like fully follow whatever he does.
Yeah, I watch him a lot actually. Or I used to. Yeah, I should study his or just look at his his pinging.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. That's like I told you before. I just get lazy, I guess, and so don't ping.
Are you on the stream?
Yes.
Yeah. Let me skip through this. Generally, what I would like you to think, like in a lot of moments in draft as well as in game, we have something called dead time. This time you are pretty much jobless, more or less, or you are in the transition to your next thing. So here we're waiting for the transition to the game, more or less. So sometimes in game, a similar situation is when you're pathing between, let's say, wolves and raptors. In that time, that's when you need to look at the variables that we're going to talk about, and that's when you need to think, and that's when you also can communicate, right? So here, one thing in pro play is generally a lot of teams are drilled to talk about like prio, so prio between these lanes, right? Jungle matchup, however you're patting, blah 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 blah, right?
Yeah, usually we do that.
Yeah. So that's your time over here, you know.
Yeah.
And then here everyone should be on the same page. If it's a split map, if it's a like that disgusting thing that kept happening this year with the lane swaps and everyone playing them badly because no one wards like here to see. Like they go for dives on top lane all the time, but there's no ward here to spot the support that's coming to like mess up your dive, more or less. Stuff like that. All those things have to be talked about when you have the time, and this is all dead time. See, like now we're not doing anything, so this is conversation time, more or less, at least in my view. You will find some coaches that tell you, oh, everyone should know what the other is thinking and synergy and perfect gameplay and computer and blah blah blah, right? I don't think it's the case. Generally communication is there to improve each other, right? Or sometimes to like make the players who are loose con less loose con. In this game, your Nautilus was kind of like autopiloting a lot. You could have communicated to him via and shit. And generally, it would be in moments like this, So one thing here on Viego, very good not to skill anything. That's good. If you go for this, how should you do it? Look at your clicks a bit. Should you click on him here? Do you see what I want you to see? Right when that skill shot hits you.
I'm not sure.
Okay. To put it in simple terms, generally you want to keep your clicks close and stuff like that because you want to limit the time when your character is not within your control. Because when you stop clicking, so here, look, you're not clicking on anything. This is not within your control because you wait even like one extra second or maybe a bit more, and that hits you, and then you back out. If we keep our clicks closer, so your click would be like here, then Q over here, right? You click on his head, then click on him, click back, bam. We fix those things. You hit this skill shot, you get the basic, and possibly this thing doesn't get you because you will have your click within this area, so you can just juke into here.
Yeah.
It's just this one timer, see? Because you wait a bit more. And those things will slowly disappear as you focus a bit on the clicks. Anyway, not a big thing, but I tend to min max with players of your caliber at times. So
yeah. No, I should work on that.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to think about the clicking.
Okay. Another thing on jungle. Again, this is dead time. You clicked, you're waiting for your Q, you queued up your basic attack. You can have a look mid lane to see, is this a possible cross into mid lane kind of thing at level 3 if this Aurora is playing like a psychopath, because look at our HP, Again, here, bot lane is going to hit. You can check early what the enemy bot lane plan is, as well as yours. Are they pushing for level 2, whatever? If they're hard pushing for it, maybe it's a level 3 kill angle where you cheese gang them, right? I'm not saying these are good. I'm just saying those are the timers when you need to look at. Same thing here. Like, look, you have travel time? Here, travel time. Look top lane. That Varus is possibly looking for kill angle if he paths like this towards Jace, he's taking over the bushes, so he's looking to like mess the Jace up early game because he runs barrier and shit,
Yeah.
right? So he will look to fight. And you could spot that and adjust. So you would know from here if you skip those two camps and go directly top lane, or you have time to like go everywhere because Varus is kind of passive, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. And see, this is the one I mentioned. Like, look, here, I don't want you to be looking at you, you know? You look top lane, but you look for not enough time, you know? You already click towards your camp, so your character is going to go there on a kind of short path, right? So I want you to check that, check mid lane, check bot lane, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Because this is also like, imagine you're driving, right? Do you have a license?
Yeah. Yeah.
When do you look into the side mirrors?
When
Do
you're
you
turning,
look?
or when you're
Yeah.
merging or like changing lane.
Hmm. But generally, you want to look into it often, right?
Yeah.
There are some like there are some instructors that will tell you, oh, it's very good to look every 5 seconds because you will get a perspective or whatever. That's not necessarily true in driving. You need to understand the cues when you need to look at, right?
Yeah.
So you look at when you have dead time or when you need to do something, right? Or for example, if you're driving with your windows down, you might hear the sound of a motorcycle. So at that point, you want to look in the distance to see is the motorcycle left, right, whatever, because the motorcycle is a dangerous guy,
Yeah.
right? In our case, this is you pretty much like driving forward on the motorway, you know?
Yeah.
I need to either look at that or I don't know if you are not dirty, if you are the kind of person that likes to multitask, you could even look on your phone now. It's not a good thing. Don't do that in real life, but you have the time, right?
Yeah.
You know, like you could do stupid things such as alt tabbing, but you could also do useful things such as looking top lane or
Yeah.
mid lane or whatever. Because here, because you're not looking enough, you don't see this guy flashing.
No, we did. Didn't we? Are you sure? If you go further back, didn't we look up?
You did, but
Like,
still,
oh yeah. I
you know,
guess. Oh, we did see a
you
flash.
saw him.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Cause yeah,
But
here.
did you remember it?
Yeah. And that's
Yeah,
why I
then
went
it's good.
up. Yeah.
I was just trolling you to see if you're paying attention, so I might do that at one point or another.
Okay.
Sorry, it's just
Yeah.
my bad habit. Yeah, here, this is good. What I would do is what I told you about the other jungle. Try to go around a bit, you know,
Yeah. I
instead of
normally would, but
beeline.
I think he needs to. I want to kill him before he crashes the wave. That's why I went straight at him.
Why? Why?
So Jace can
Do you
freeze.
think do you think Jace can freeze all these minions with 4 unhealthy minions? Jace a ranged champ that's level 2.
Yeah, I guess.
Hmm?
But I also don't think he can get away if I just like. I think there's.
Cannot get away, but you're buying time for this guy to get
Yeah.
in to EQ or whatever, you know,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
get an assist for him.
Yeah. If I do it for the
Because
assist, I think
here,
it's good. Yeah.
yeah, because here, like your idea is good. If you want to stop him from crashing, very good idea. But here,
Yeah.
the variable we're looking at, wave HP, is bad for that, you know. So this is where
Okay.
our critical thinking comes into play. Okay, I cannot stop this, right? So at this point, I can adapt and play for the gold, which is what I
Yeah.
mentioned.
Yeah. That makes
Will win
sense.
you game,
Yeah.
you know. Because if you play it like this guy has to play well. You know, you want to create opportunities where you don't rely on your teammates playing well, just on them holding their mouse. And if you go here, Varus cannot escape, so he might click forward or he will stay into you, and you can W whatever. And this guy can just walk and basic attack him once, and then you get the kill. He doesn't have to hit EQ or use his R to change into movement
Yeah.
speed, whatever, right? Make sense?
Yeah.
Because at least in my view, right, it's good to rely on your teammates to be very good mechanically if you play competitive. But in solo queue, those guys are usually, you know, like
Yeah.
especially if you're not playing, I don't know, with 30 top lane or whoever is good over there in NA now.
Yeah.
Some of them will be NPCs. So also this is very good. You don't care that you lose red, as I said earlier. At least in my opinion and from the numbers that I've checked, if he doesn't steal 2 camps, you don't care that much, right?
Yeah. I mean, he took my Raptors too. I don't know what kind
Yeah,
of path he did, but it's
yeah, but it's
disturbing.
not something you can prevent, right?
Yeah,
Because here
yeah,
he already had red. Another thing, when you see him, generally try to click on him as you did, right? Because this shows you, like,
yeah,
generally this duration will show you a lot about his pathing, so you don't have to take the nerd way of pressing tab and like counting creeps and shit like that.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
good to do that in competitive and when you're min-maxing everything, but in solo queue when you're probably spamming 20 games in a row, you should use the simple things as well, you know?
yeah,
Or more like in your first games of the day when you are fresh, you should do the min-max stuff. But if you have that urge of like playing extra 10 games when you're tired, then you
yeah,
need to look for the simpler stuff, you know? Similar idea, like don't play Nidalee when you're super tired, go play Skarner, kind of thing, you know?
yeah,
It will increase your chance of winning the game. Or if you want to believe in something that Alex Ferguson, the legendary football coach, said, when you
yeah.
get to a very good level, do you know football a bit? Or
A little bit.
do you know Rooney, the
Yeah,
Manchester United legend, England guy? There's a story about Ferguson asking Rooney to stay, like he wouldn't be allowed to shoot at the goal when he was fresh. He would only be allowed to practice his finishing when he was super, super tired. So in game, like in the official games, he would be fresh. So that's pretty much like taking off your training weights, you know?
yeah,
When you get to a level where your fundamentals are good enough and you're like top 50 challenger and whatever, that's when you start doing that as well because it increases your skill floor. And you can go play 50 games of Nidalee until you, like, I don't know, vomit or
yeah.
whatever,
I
right?
feel like I definitely feel like my skill floor is lower because when I'm autopilot, I just lose way more. Like, I lose a lot.
Yeah. I mean, generally, like in the low space of competitive, we raise skill floor via what everyone loves to call fundamentals, right?
Yeah,
I hear this word and tempo everywhere. I want to vomit when I hear it, but it's kind of true, right? When
yeah,
we get to high, that's when we already mastered fundamentals. So over here, we need to do the finesse stuff, right? And also
yeah,
increasing the skill floor with more creative ways. Generally, the coaches who talk a lot about fundamentals haven't worked with the best players. But if I go to like Inspired and tell him, hey, let's work on some fundamentals, he will tell me I'm low elo and to go fuck myself, you know?
yeah,
If I tell him let's work on the creative stuff and make you better and increase your skill, oh maybe, yeah, maybe if I know the like uh, second to second pathing of a champ I'm playing against tomorrow, that might help me more than some random coach telling me, oh, you should recall on this timer because you're inting tempo, kind of thing, you know?
yeah.
Okay. Here, one thing. You're done with that. What should you do
Um,
after you place this ping,
look mid.
or even before?
Look mid.
Yeah. If you look mid here, this is a time. Just a quick look. If you want to use F keys, feel free to do that. If you want to move it
Yeah.
with the mouse, feel free to do that. If you're a crazy player that uses the fucking arrows, because I know some are out there,
Oh yeah.
maybe a dozen of them, you can do that as well. But if you look mid lane, this might tell you if someone is here about to see you, if there was vision here or here, you know, ahead of time.
Yeah.
Because players generally react to the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
variables that they see, you know?
I usually I look at that like on the map, like to see if she's like doing something weird.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't look mid because I thought like I just thought for my game ganking would be really bad right now. But if she's
Yeah,
inting,
it could be, but if
yeah,
this guy is clicking forward and pressing W to plant
yeah,
something on Ari and whatever, you could be like, okay, here I can move, you know?
yeah, 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 yeah. That makes sense.
Just quick looks or stuff like that. In competitive, you can ask,
Yeah, yeah,
but in solo queue, you kind of need to use your
yeah,
own stuff,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
That's why there's a. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, I didn't have anything to do anyway there.
Hmm.
Walking the rafters.
That's why some players you will see in competitive, they look better on certain teams than they look on others because their skills for stuff like this are bad, right? But they get told what to do. And Maybe
Yeah.
Faker tells you what to do here, but I'm not sure if whoever is mid now will tell you. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
Okay. This is good. Another thing here, like when you're done with this, you should check bot lane state to see if they want a recall or whatever, or at least press a tab, because that might tell you if you need to like give them a recall, right? Because you know that this is gone, kinda. So you could spend a bit more time there, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
It's not the case here, but it's the variable that we're looking for. You know, some of the things I say might not make sense for this game, as
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
like you shouldn't go bot lane here. It would be
Yeah.
it, but you should look and see if it's the case.
Yeah. I understand.
Okay, here that time again. Nice, we're collecting information. That's what I want to see. See what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We see this guy. What's he doing? He's forcing Ari off. He's
Yeah.
possibly looking for a level 6 angle on Ari or whatever, forcing this, especially because the wave is low. This guy might want to throw a Q, get all of them, and then like get her level 6 or whatever. Not the case
Yeah.
here, but still. Because it's not the level 6 timer, and this guy probably doesn't have mana to pull his entire combo up. Okay, you know about those two. We have decision making, either this or this, right?
Yeah.
You choose the void grabs. I think that's the right approach. First of all, you have mid lane who will be on power spike, right?
Yeah.
She will
Level
come here,
6.
hits this level 6. You have guy that just purchased his items on top.
Yeah.
You do the same. One thing, when you're in base, you should try to like think about the plan. So if your plan is Herald, right? We
Yeah.
need to do something called resource allocation ahead of time. You
Yeah.
know,
Ping my support.
this, yeah.
Yeah.
Here it's ping your support. In other cases would be like, yo, I'm approaching through top. I need you Jace to get push, and then we go together, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
approaching through mid. I need you to get push. We go together. So that's two. Jace, you can join late or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Or Jace, you will have to drop a wave. You
Yeah.
can see it from here. Because this Jace, if you have to go fast, he will have to drop a wave, or you will have to see.
Yeah.
Like if you go directly, he has to drop that, and it's bad for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alternatively, Ari has to like push and move instantly, and you would not let this guy run away with your thing.
Yeah.
So, okay, this is good. And also, like as a small note, if you have your Nautilus coming and your Ari is doing the right thing of doing this, right?
Yeah.
You shouldn't stop for this. This is not your job. You spot it, right? And then Jace can EQ the wave or whatever from a
Yeah.
position, right? And then he can get it, and you can go directly to your thing.
I guess I was
Because this
just
is a ping.
scared of like Aurora.
I mean, you're Diego, you have E. It's not like you will.
Yeah.
It's not like Aurora is camping you here because she didn't have time to do that because she was from here.
Yeah.
We know she's off tempo compared to Ari. You know,
Yeah.
do we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we look at the map or you ask your Ari, yo, where's Aurora? Oh, she
Aurora's.
should be off tempo. Don't be scared.
Yeah.
And you
She's
go
coming
there.
out of
And
base. Yeah.
yeah. And generally, those things are tempo traps. Like the pink wards are tempo traps, and some other wards can be tempo traps or scanner traps.
Yeah.
Because the scanners are very important. Some people might randomly drop a ward in front of you that they want you to take just so you don't get 2 wards value out of one scanner, or even 3 if you have teammates, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you're going to deal with that unless you go bootcamp in Korea.
Yeah. Yeah.
The tank man doesn't buy wards, right?
A Tankman quit.
But yeah.
GG.
Yeah, I know. I just want to
Goat.
remind myself of the legend.
Yeah, he's my goat.
Same. Okay, this is good. I don't think you should follow up on this.
I was thinking like maybe I just like charge W and then flash at the same time as him, but I get it. It's probably not worth it. It's just good to get his flash, force him out.
I don't think you should charge W though. You
You
can
don't think
get your
so?
W later. Here. No,
Yeah.
you should
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
basic him because he's
You're
getting
right.
CC
You're
chained.
right.
And also, if you put yourself in a position here closer, right?
Yeah.
Your W is more or less instant, even though duration is a bit variable, right?
Yeah.
So if you put yourself in a situation, you can follow up CC with like melee W or whatever. or it will be a lot easier to hit the closer you are to him. So if he does some like random jukes and shit,
Yeah,
you
for
will just
sure.
have to spin your mouse around like this and you hit him. You don't have to like actually throw a skill shot.
Yeah.
So that's one thing where clicking close would help. Like click, 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 click.
Yeah.
Now you would click on top of Nautilus, right? You would be here and you Q basic and then see what happens with the W.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Then here it's a matter of resource allocation. I don't think you should go to kill that Varus. This
Yeah.
is good.
I
Because
feel
that,
like I
that
spent so
Varus
much
should drop it.
time fighting.
Yeah.
To do.
That Varus should just drop it and he should be dead here. But those
Yeah.
guys are just or some shit. You know, like
Yeah, I looked.
ah,
I feel like Varys should never have walked up, and then I feel like he should have died for free. So yeah.
yeah. I mean it's also like your Jace is not waiting. If he kites
Yeah.
into this bush, Varus never kills him, you know.
Yeah. No, for
And
sure.
I think they don't look at those guys as well, so they're like, oh, he's level 5.
Yeah.
And then barrier happens, they miss skill shots. I would never be here if I was you. You know,
Yeah. I
like
waste
I
my
wouldn't come
time.
for this
Yeah.
because the resource allocation means like this should be done even without you. You know,
Yeah. I feel like because of this, I think a better jungler probably would have. I guess he did get my blue off that, but maybe I would have lost
yeah.
more.
I mean, kind of. You would be here, right?
Yeah.
So by the time you are around
Also, he
here,
just.
you would be
Yeah.
starting that, right?
Yeah.
Then now you would be on red.
Yeah. And he just
Now
wouldn't
now
know.
you would be around blue.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Saying like their jungler wouldn't have known.
Yeah,
I think he's good here. I
and
walked
also
for level 6. Yeah.
it's also the fact that you show. So you're right. Like here, you're showing from Fog of War.
Yeah.
Right now,
Yeah.
they don't know what you're doing. So you're
Yeah.
pressuring like both these and
Yeah.
possibly this one for the recall path into both sides, right? The
Yeah.
moment you show, he can make a decision.
Yep. Yeah. That was really
Good
bad.
spot there. Oh, also another thing. If Nocturne shows like you do here, one thing you should do is like try to always click him. Because if he has buffs, as I said, you can like get a bit of knowledge about his pathing.
Yeah.
Or if you get out of field and you play lane, same thing. Try to click your like laner and stuff, because you might see stuff like bond plating and blah blah blah, you know, and all those cooldowns. It's
Yeah.
also valid when you're ganking someone. For example, here, if I'm ganking, I should click Varus and see if his bond plating is about to come up, kind of thing, you know, and then adapt. Do I throw all my burst at him in 1 second or not? Right?
Yeah.
Again, not the case, but it's a good variable to look at.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Okay, this is fine. Don't need anything. You lost blue, whatever. This is good. The earlier tempo
I think I could have pinged my
trolling.
Nautilus here. I think it was really obvious that they were doing dragon. My Nautilus leaves.
I think you just wanted experience, but yeah. I don't think you can fight this anyways, because they have set up your Ari doesn't have
Yeah.
R and you have a smolder AD carry, so it's probably better to
Yeah. They're
just give
also
and
up a
go to
level.
camp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you cannot like put your hope into this guy yet.
Yeah.
He's a minion more or less. Okay. Okay, that's good. Since it's Nocturne, you should go path towards that direction. Not bad. Okay. Taking this. So you saw Nocturne,
Yeah.
right? You know that he took his blue, you know that he took that. So here,
Yeah.
this camp was probably made when he pathed towards Drake and stuff. But this one is for sure here, you know.
Yeah. I wanted to.
Alternatively,
Yeah.
hmm?
I
Go
just
ahead.
wanted. Yeah. I just wanted to. I thought he was like faking walking to wolves because he knew I could come.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's likely, yeah. You didn't do a good bad thing here. So
Yeah.
one thing here, if you look at bot lane a bit more, you might know flashes and stuff. So if you know Jinx, know flash and stuff like that,
Yeah.
it might be worth to go there. I wouldn't, because I think this resource acquisition here is better
Yeah.
because it's guaranteed, you know. And that guy
Yeah.
recalled as well, so it's not like he's super dumb. Plus, it's also a matter of reading the wave, you know, because Jinx might stay here if she can actually fix this wave, but
Yeah.
she cannot. So This is good. But knowing her conditions would help in your decision making, more or less.
Yeah.
Like it would make it, in hindsight, it's better to do these things. But in game, you don't know all those things. So the
Yeah.
more info you have, the better a decision can be. As long as you're not a like overthinker. Then I'm sorry, bro. You're a lost hope.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh yeah, here, one thing you did well, and it should turn into a habit. If you path into a lane that recalls, check, do
For
they have
TP.
TP?
Yeah.
Because then it might be worth, right? But you should check it a bit earlier, like here,
Yeah.
or on earlier. Because
Yeah.
you can see this lane state, this guy is throwing everything to crash. So at this point, he wants to recall and
Yeah.
probably TP because he didn't crash the best wave.
Yeah.
To,
In my
like,
brain,
cheat.
I was only thinking about like walking to the scuttle until like here. I guess when I
Yeah,
see
I know.
this, I could have thought
I
about that
mean,
earlier.
I think you mentioned the TP somewhere here, like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
on this tab around, like here. Yeah,
Yeah.
he has TP. I can play for that. But these like good teams might punish you for not knowing this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because here it's a good decision to go for crap, but we need to make sure we know the things because they're available. If there's information that's not available because of fog of war or whatever, then I'm not going to scold you. Here, I don't think you should start with W, do you?
Yeah. I agree. I agree. I agree. I should Q.
You should Q,
If
and
he has
another thing,
flash, I might have died here.
yeah, another thing would be, it's not the case on Viego that much because he's quite a thin character, right?
Yeah.
But if you play Skarner or Sejuani or whatever, in situations like this, you can literally go here to a basic and then just click like this and use your S key because you will be able to body block this guy. So if this guy doesn't click super close, he clicks like here, here, here,
Yeah.
here, he will lose control of his character and his character will start moving like that. So then
Okay.
this guy can gap close.
That
You know,
makes sense.
like here, you're doing it to an extent. You should do it in front of him with
Yeah.
S,
Yeah.
where his exit path is. With Viego, eh, it doesn't work that much. But if you're playing, I don't know, autofill support Nautilus,
Yeah. Yeah.
body blocking is more valuable than 30 damage that you're going to do with a basic attack. Because you guarantee the damage that's coming from the real damage dealer. In Nautilus's case, it would be the AD carry. In your case, maybe this guy.
Yeah.
Right? Uh, okay, this is good. Here, two variables. Generally, as a solo laner, if those two are dead, this is a variable for our tempo overextension. Like top mid dead from them, that means their AD carry will have to answer a lane he doesn't really answer, doesn't really want to answer or cannot answer well, right?
Yeah.
So for solo laners, this is a timer to overextend if they actually want to. For you, it's more related to the waves that your teammates can put in.
Yeah.
Here, this wave disappeared, there's no play on it. On top lane, wave is here, this guy is playing on it, but there's no Varus, right?
Yeah.
On bot lane, you're too far for that to matter. And even if you recall and like beeline bot, you will still not play on this wave here, right? So you can overextend because your play is on the next one,
Yeah.
wherever it will be, right? This is good. He should be coming to help. I think he's a dumb for not doing that.
Yeah.
Seeing TP makes you drop, that's not bad. Oh, he got it here. I didn't see that. Then you are right about not coming back. But if there were
Oh, I
two
didn't see
here,
it
then
either.
it's worth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How do you improve this?
I think I should have auto attacked him. I shouldn't have W'd, honestly. So I was charging my W for so long. I think I should have just been auto
Yeah.
attacking, and then I think I probably could have walked from the Aurora ult, but I also could have flashed. I think
If
I'm
this
too
guy is
low.
getting pincered like this from two positions, right?
Yeah.
Should you keep walking at him or get some space.
Yeah, get space from Aurora.
Yeah. If you basic attack and move towards his exit path,
Yeah. I think
your
I
Aurora probably not gonna hit you, and then you can play this very easily, you know? Because here, look where you're going
yeah.
with the W. Like, I don't care that you're charging. Sure, it's a mistake. You should just be basicing, but you're going upwards.
Yeah.
If you go downwards with that W, I don't mind, you know? Because
Yeah.
even though it's not the best play, it's decent.
Yeah. I should have just
Because
been
you
on
need
the
to block,
left.
just send this.
On the left, autoing him with Qs, right?
Yeah, like here.
I think I wait for my Jace
Wait,
to. I think I do it wrong with Viego is I always go first because I'm used to playing like Lee Sin and Skarner. Stuff like
you can
that.
go for sometimes, but at
Yeah.
other times you have to adapt your play to be an assassin-ish, you know?
Yeah.
Especially when you're flanking, right? Here, you are in some ways flanking because Ari is the one that's main engager because she's
Yeah.
closer, you know? You will join later. So this is a, not a flank in reality, but has the same variables of a flank.
Yeah.
And here, if you play it like that, I don't mind. You can go beeline into him, right? It's not too bad. But Q and then walk downwards, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then basic attack from here, and then you will be able to react to this. Because
Yeah.
what's the problem here is that you three, it's like you bought friendship bracelets, all three of you, and you're hugging, you know?
Yeah.
Those guys, they're not your childhood friends. They're some random guys from Soloq. You don't need to be next to them because this will happen with this guy getting like huge
Yeah.
AoE kills on all of you. So, and that's also a lot of like this problem happens a lot. People love hugging in League of Legends for some reason, you know,
Yeah.
and they get demolished by champs like Aurora, Hui, Oriana, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's how we improve this. Take a bit of a longer path and don't hug, right?
Yeah.
If you see someone starting to hug you, try to think, oh, okay, maybe I should path away. Maybe I should body block. Maybe whatever, right? Maybe I should kite a bit and then I will get a better angle for the next two basic attacks instead of just getting one in front of him.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. This is fine. You cannot do anything top lane. Fine. I don't want to min-max your clear too much. I think you are smart enough to like do that, right?
Yeah.
Because we will stay here until tomorrow and I don't want you to waste money for this session when you can find perfect clears on YouTube.
Yeah.
Or maybe they are on your own YouTube at the moment.
I've been watching a lot of Skewmund on my YouTube.
Then you should watch some Shapeshift or whatever is the name of
Oh
that
yeah.
girl that does like perfect clears.
Yeah, I've seen a few.
Um,
But here, I think I should. I guess if we knew, we both thought it was two Void Grubs, but
I mean, yeah, this here depends what's your assumption on what he's doing because he might have the same idea as you. Like I took two, I don't care about those things because there's
yeah,
not a big difference between 2, 3, and 4. You know, it's kind of
yeah,
whatever, right? But here you're kind of jobless and you realize it at this moment. This is when you should make your decision. Here you
yeah.
don't know anything, right? Because there's a possible dive on bot lane. You kind of have vision, so it's probably unlikely, right? But it's a nocturne.
Yeah.
Maybe he does some shit.
My thought process was like,
But
even though I thought it was two, I think like if I go to the Void Grubs, I'm scared that Nocturne will get like a lot of crab, my blue, and my grump. That's why.
yeah,
And even my wolves,
sure.
if I would have ran straight to grubs. I just wanted to match and deny, or like deny
Yeah.
that.
I mean, I have nothing against it up until
Yeah.
this point, but here I want you to think, you know?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
care what's the best decision in this game, if it's this or protecting this. I would say
Yeah.
bot lane is the better decision in this game because that crab gives you setup for Drake, which is something you want. But here, you're kind of jobless. Your
Yeah.
Gromp is kind of whatever, it's protected, you can leave it there, right? Because those guys pushed, you're going to have prior mid. But this is a timer to take this shit, you know?
Yeah.
And also here, look at her. You should look at her. Lulu coming in like doing this shows you that there's someone here, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So at this point, you should be like, oh, Nocturne might be here. I don't want to
Yeah.
look at top lane in exactly this moment because maybe I get engaged on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I guess
If
it
it
ended
was a
up
not,
being.
huh?
I say it ended up being pretty good to do this because my just to be with my solo laners. Like
I mean, it's good.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything badly. Like
Yeah.
this is perfect what you're doing. What I'm saying is like this is your cue to like I'm not sure how you hold your fingers on your keyboard, but generally most people have their flash finger a bit up in the air, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's the case for you. In
It's
a
my E.
moment like this,
Yeah.
hmm?
My
Sorry?
finger on E. I always have my finger in E. That's my flash.
Yeah. But here you should
Yeah.
move it slowly to flash. This is
Yeah.
your
This is my timer to
cue.
get caught, right? Before they
Yeah.
come connect.
Because here, if you have your finger on E, the it, there's a bit of real life travel time, so it will be a couple of milliseconds for your flash to be hit. But if your
Yeah.
flash is like your finger is on flash, you can insta flash. You know,
Yeah. I think
please
that's
don't fat finger it
yeah.
after me saying that though.
But you think like I mean I had my I'm pretty sure I had my finger on ult. I was ready to just ult over the wall.
That's
But
also fine,
yeah.
right? But not every champion has Viego ult.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying
yeah.
flash because that's
In
the
general.
general gap
Yeah.
close.
That makes sense. Makes sense.
If you have Lee Sin war jump,
Yeah.
sure, go for
Yeah.
that. Ideally, you don't waste flash for something like that.
Yeah.
But you should be in a position where
Yeah.
you like get to your flash as fast as possible. You know?
Yeah.
When I saw this guy clicking into you, I would have art. Honestly, here I would have art. I don't know what the fuck this guy is
Really?
doing
I
because
was
I think
like
this slows, no?
yeah. It yeah, R slows. I just
Yeah,
wasn't
but
sure if I would
you
have the
hit it here.
damage. But I do have Kraken, yeah.
You have Kraken and he threw everything at Ari.
Yeah.
I think no,
Yeah, he just dies.
because Ari is like full HP now. So I'm not sure if he dies, but you will force him off, and then maybe that's the timer for Ari to overextend.
Yeah.
But anyways, you do this. Ari is doing some shenanigans. She dies, but it's whatever. You get his
Yeah.
flash.
I used my
Good.
W too early there too. I think
Uh,
maybe it's good to stun
I think
the
it's fine
tower.
because yeah, it's the tower giving you extra.
Yeah.
You don't know about this flash from earlier circumstances, so
Yeah.
like you don't know if it's down, so it's fine to like pay for the damage from tower. Not that bad.
Yeah.
Plus you have red buff. You can always follow up with red buff if you W early.
Yeah.
Okay, this is good. You have a ward there. It's fine. This is good. You should be threatening. If I'm you, I probably eat this wall and go on an adventure.
Yeah. Like I was scared
'Cause I
of
think
Jinx coming out of base, but then she showed mid. Yeah, I should.
yeah, but like here after you get this, you can threaten those guys because an E from you might actually make them drop. Here they just drop for no reason because they don't know your tempo on the map or whatever, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's only you and Nautilus. So they're a bit of
Yeah.
inting. But
Yeah,
you
I
could
actually
go on a small adventure like this and maybe like get a position, Nautilus here, and then whoever
yeah,
it fucked.
that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know why they dropped. I actually got so scared.
Oh, also I forgot to mention here again. Look where you're clicking. You're losing control of your character. You know, look,
Oh yeah.
these clicks.
Yeah.
These are good. Like the last part, very good. You know?
Yeah. I guess I feel like I do it sometimes, but it's very
Yeah,
random.
it, it's random even for me, and I've been trying to train this for like 2 months now. You know, it's
Yeah.
it's not going to be perfect, but it's good to like remind yourself because at some point it will turn into a habit. You know,
Yeah.
and even though maybe now 30% of your clicks are close to your character, right? Maybe
Yeah.
after this session you turn it to 40, right?
Yeah.
Maybe after you setting up a goal of doing this next week it's 50, right?
Yeah.
Maybe then you become aware of it in game, so it will be like 55 because it will slow down the higher you go, right?
Yeah.
And maybe if we do a review session we can be like, oh, here you can also min max whatever, and in 3, 5, 6 months from now you will click like a Chinese player, because if you watch most Chinese and some of the Koreans, they all seem to be drilled to like click within their area of agency.
Yeah.
For AD carries it's a bit longer because they have like, you have to click close for movement, but then you have to hit their head to like basic attack them, right?
Yeah.
But generally all the bruiser players, Bean for example, they always like so
Right.
they keep control of that amazing Jax like as much as possible, and it's
Yeah.
never the game taking over your pathing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because then you'll be like, oh, I'm getting creep blocked. fuck Riot Games, but it's 60% Riot Games and 40% your fault, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. This is fine. E here is good. Bit of poke is fine. You don't. I'm not sure if you saw that, but if you did, very good flash. This is a
Yeah,
decent
yeah.
fight.
Yeah. I think I could have pinged more for my team to notice faster, but I was
I,
bait.
I think. No, go ahead. Sorry.
I
You're
was
being.
waiting last second for his fear to get him closer. That's what I was trying to do.
Yeah, fair. One thing would be though, if you see this guy posturing aggro to get wave, right? That means he has backup. If he
Yeah.
has backup, it might be better to get your E onto this wall because it gives you this. So you could play into juke more, you know?
Yeah.
Because if you have this, then you don't play into juke. You are forced to play aggro. If you have this area a bit,
Yeah.
you might save your flash here, and then you just sit on the edge here and see what happens, and then flash back in. Oh, sorry if I killed your eyes.
It's okay.
My bad. I'm an old man. I sometimes misclick.
All
This one
good.
was good. Nice. Okay, this is good. This is good. See, short clicks. You
Yeah.
got this guy so free. You know,
Yep.
if you don't short click here and you click on her head, your character might actually not reach her
Yeah.
here. You know?
Yeah, I'm pretty good at doing it like when I'm walking into bushes, so I don't get like fucked.
I mean,
Uh,
you're a grandmaster
yeah.
player that plays Viego. If you wouldn't be at least decent at it, you would be platinum.
Yeah.
Because this champion requires you to like short click, and this is what I was talking about my coach friend. You know, he wouldn't short click there, so he would miss those
Yeah.
those kills. Okay. So recall is good. I don't think there's stuff to play on that. No ult, side waves. There's no RE. Jinx pretty much kills.
Did your mic
Oh,
die?
sorry.
Okay, it's better now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
You're good.
I was just asking you why did Nocturne ult?
I don't
My
know.
my mic is a bit sketchy. Wait, give me a second. HyperX. Maybe it's this thing.
Sounds good now.
Yeah. I don't know what's up with this headset.
Yeah.
Sometimes it sounds bad. I have to move it and put it back in the same place, and then it's
Oh,
fine.
yeah. That's good
Cringe.
now.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know why you ulted it.
this is good. You're waiting for it. Very good. Get here. You should click back a bit though. Yeah.
I think so.
Just to see what.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
guess.
because Varus ult can come onto you, and if you click back a bit, you would still hit from like here because your range is like big
Yeah.
on Viego, right? If you know
Yeah.
he's going to flash, what you did is good, right?
Yeah, that's what I was. I mean, I wasn't sure if he had flash, but I did it in case. But I
Mhm.
guess it could have been risky.
I mean, both approaches are fine depending on what you want to do. If you want to play it aggro, go for it, right?
Yeah.
If you want to play defensive, then hide behind the Nautilus, and then you get a
Yeah.
secondary play,
Yeah.
kind of.
That makes sense. If I was more scared, I think I was very confident here.
Yeah, that's good. I was just trolling. You shouldn't backclick there, but
Okay.
you should be aware that you can backclick to dodge certain things if you go for the safe play.
Yeah.
Oh, please don't crash. Okay, another thing here. If I heal,
Yeah.
this guy's dead. I'm out of here.
Okay. I think it's
Why?
greedy to go for tier 2.
No, I think it's good to go for the tier 2. But are you needed? Like here? You have Jace, Smolder hitting this thing, massive wave. If you are here, just sitting in your E or dancing in front of them, isn't it better?
Um,
Hey, how to
I'm not.
play
I'm
it,
not
please don't
sure.
crash.
Maybe. I mean, maybe if my Jinx or maybe if my Jace actually hits the tower. In
I
competitive,
mean,
I think you're right. I think my Jace just ran.
if you are here with Nautilus, I don't think this guy would be so scared to run over there. You know?
Yeah, maybe.
Because that's one thing. And this
Yeah.
is kind of done already, you know? Your damage doesn't increase its taking by that time. However,
Yeah.
your pathing towards Herald is being slowed down. So here in competitive, right after this.
Yeah.
In solo games, whatever. Like you can do that. You can take the gold with your team, right? But if I'm in competitive here, I'm thinking smaller 700 gold. I'd rather leave
Yeah.
out ahead a bit and do something we call resource allocation. Because you are a resource that's not necessarily needed here. Same thing. Like
Yeah.
this guy is a massive inter for just standing here with S. He's in vision,
Yeah.
first of all. He's not blocking anything, right? He's not going like this and like this to go for a flank or whatever. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if he has time in this case. Maybe he
Yeah.
does if he leaves now.
If I was playing competitive, my AD carry would have shot me for sitting here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I guess in solo queue, I'm more greedy for myself to get the gold.
That's good.
Yeah.
But I just want you to be aware and
Yeah.
you want you to make this decision knowingly, you know? So you
Yeah.
can switch between competitive and solo queue mode.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Because like when I was challenger back in season 5 whatever, right?
Yeah.
I started playing solo queue with a competitive mindset and I started losing like a mofo doing the right
Yeah.
decision
Yeah.
because I'm like, why are those guys inting? They're so bad. But it's actually me not understanding that the solo queue playstyle is different, you know, and it took me
Yeah.
a couple of months until I started climbing again and going for all those random fights and following all the random bullshit that happens.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, I'm a top laner. I should split push here. I'm sure my team will not fight on this timer on mid when they should just wave clear, catch low, right?
Yeah.
Because I get this inhibitor or whatever. Nope, you're wrong. If you get that inhibitor, we will troll your game because we just want to fight. Dopamine on mid lane OP. So, yeah. Okay. What was this about? Oh, yeah. Here, this is pretty much your setup for tempo overextension.
Yeah.
Those guys tell you that you can tempo overextend, you know, and how much by, because you can stay for this, but ideally at this point, it's recall, you know,
Yeah.
or if you see that there's no wave, like if you guys decide to play on this and your Ari has two decisions to make, right? Fast push or slow push. In comps, if you convince her to slow push, you can tempo overextend, take this
Yeah.
recall, and then you will be when it hits here. But if he's a madman that fast pushes, then you should like be tempo recalling.
Yeah.
Because this one is like here you lose the game. You know?
Yeah. I wanted to do Red and Raptors. I just when I see my Jason Ari pinging to go for that, I'm like scared they're gonna throw without me.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you should go for it in
Yeah.
solo queue with them. You know, like
Yeah. But I understand like
there's not much you can do. But if I'm in competitive, I don't want to risk losing the game over here. You know, especially
yeah.
because I have like scaling champ and shit.
There's nothing to play
It's
for here. You need to do all your camps. I think it's
this
good.
is just a fight where shutdowns are being lost. Because if you kill them, you cannot get much besides maybe mid tower.
Yeah.
You didn't even get mid tower because it was your recall timer. So
Yeah.
this is like super troll.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah.
I so was it? It's kind of fine. Okay. Stay in fog of war, good. Go threaten that guy, go for blue. Okay. Then we get here. This is what I want to talk to you about, and it's something very important for you and hopefully for your viewers as well. Hope they learn something for this that they can apply.
Yeah.
Generally, when we think about team fight, everyone thinks about it differently. But for me, I approach it in 4 phases, right? One is initial position, right? Two is engage, which is what this hook here is about, right?
Yeah.
Three, there's an adaptation phase. And four, there's cleanup, right?
Yeah.
There are champions in the game that excel at different areas of this. With Viego, you have tools that are very good for which phase? What's this good for from those?
Positioning.
Exactly. So you have positioning, you have a lot of cleanup ability in your kit,
Yeah.
right? Do you have engage?
I do, but it's risks my cleanup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have adaptation? Adaptation is
Yeah.
generally what happens after the engage. So it can be
Yeah.
disengage plus re-engage,
Yeah.
just drop,
Repositioning
cross
stuff.
map. Yeah, all the repositioning stuff. I call it adaptation because there's too
Yeah.
much shit in that phase, you know? And then clean up. Viego is one of the few champs that can do a bit of this and a bit of this, right?
Yeah.
He's not great at either. He's great at this, one of the
Yeah.
best champs in the game because he has folk, and then he's great at this as well, right?
Yeah. I guess
Here,
he's really good at
oh,
baiting you into engaging, even though it's not good.
yeah,
That's why
yeah,
I throw a lot like that.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But we need to realize those things, right?
Yeah.
If we do realize them, then we are like, okay, I want to play for phase 1 and phase 4. That's where I excel, right?
Yeah.
So here, you should understand you are the cleanup guy.
Yeah.
Because one, Ari is there, she will deal with the adaptation phase. This guy is there, he deals with engage phase, right? Jace will be coming, so he will join the secondary phase of the team fight. Whatever, this guy is not here, doesn't matter. This guy doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
So this one, we're taking care of it. We're in a decent position, we're pressing E, whatever. Two, this is Nautilus, so you don't have to do anything here, right?
Yeah.
In adaptation, we don't follow up in engage instantly. If you are Gnar and you jump like or whatever champ that's a follow up on engage, there are not that many in jungle because in jungle you either have assassins that have a lot of cleanup or you have main engagers, right?
Yeah.
Uh, wait, let me pull up some champs here. For example, maybe if you're Cartus, you can play the adaptation phase a lot better and you can like go afterwards, right?
Yeah.
Elise is engaged. Belvet can play adaptation phase well.
Yeah.
She would rather not engage herself, even though she can, but she can follow up engage very well, right? So there are a couple of champs. But Viego, it's kind of at engage and adaptation. So we
Yeah.
go for cleanup. How do we go for cleanup? We don't join this initially.
Yeah.
We just wait for the enemy team to blow up their like defensive spells and shit. And then
Yeah.
this thing is free as fuck. Like here, if you waited 1 second, those guys are reset,
Yeah.
reset,
Yeah. Yeah.
reset, done. Now you have to actually think and play and do stuff and
Yeah.
whatever. Because you will
Yeah.
get into a lot of. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was saying like if I went in after the Aurora ult, I just kill them all and I'm full HP.
Yeah. And you wouldn't have to deal with flashes and other things. Because here,
Yeah.
Jinx will flash at some point, you know? She
Yeah.
will flash the JCQ or whatever, and you just go here. And if you are here, you have flash up, you have R, and you have W.
Yeah.
Those guys are like crying, you know? They would be like, oh, what the fuck is this canyon?
Yeah.
But now you're playing like, I don't know, random. I want to say a retired jungler from NA, but I don't want to insult anyone. So I will stop myself from that.
Okay.
I don't know why I love to give examples, but if you put this on YouTube, not the best idea.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, this is fine. Again, which wave do we play for? Do we play on this one? Yeah, maybe. Do they need you? You're a Viego. You're not that threatening for a mid wave,
Yeah.
so you don't have to go there. So we need to identify the guy that we play for. In this case, Jace or Ari, right? Or Smolder Recall.
Do you think it would have been better if I recalled and then did my bot side camps? So if I would have been like on Jace's, synced my recall with Jace?
No,
No?
I think it's fine what you're doing.
Yeah.
Unless, like, it depends if Jace is scared. Like, do you know anything about Nocturne? No.
No.
Does he have ult though? Do you know that timer? He probably has it. So it depends how your Jace wants to play that. You know, if he
Yeah.
plays it aggressive and push as fast as possible, there's a possibility he gets camped by Varus Nocturne. So then
Yeah.
it's good, right? But if you can convince him to play it slowly and not walk up without a wave here, like he does, you know, then you can do your thing. Because you put yourself ahead for this guy losing 1 minion, you get 2 camps. I think that's worth, no? And you also
Yeah.
get a buy. Him losing that minion doesn't affect the game now. It will affect it in 3 minutes whenever he goes back to base to spend the money.
Yeah.
So I think what you're doing is fine overall.
Yeah.
Without this guy being a Neanderthal. So okay, here I like what you're doing, but we need to understand why we're doing this. for side laners to push, right? The way that's easier for them to push if you set up vision lines. A champion can push up to here without a vision line, right? Then up to here with a vision line, up to here with another, and up to here with another, right?
Yeah.
And we have them like this. First one, a blue one for this angle, so here, right? It would be something like this and maybe this, right? Next one, green. It would be something like this and maybe this, right?
Yeah.
Next one, red. It would be something like this and one of the other two and this, right?
Yeah.
Or the green one here.
Yeah.
Then if you want to push for their base, you need one in their base.
Yeah.
So vision line look something like this. Maybe this isn't entirely accurate, but it gives an idea, right?
Yeah.
You don't have wards. I mean, you have a pink ward, so you could set up a vision line if you want, but you have your body, you know? Here,
Yeah.
you're going in too fast because he doesn't need this part of the vision line yet, you know? So you could get caught. And
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
doesn't
I wasn't sure. I guess I wasn't sure
get in.
when to go in. Like I wanted to wait for bot lane, but then
Yeah, that's the thing. You should wait and you should get in
oh
here
yeah,
when he gets
yeah.
a like now, you
I
know?
know. Yeah,
That's when you
I
should.
remember why I walked up is because he pinged the bush, so I walked up just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know.
I mean, it's fine because you have mercs and you're super ahead,
Yeah.
tanky, whatever, right? But you can get punished for this thing.
Yeah, like in competitive,
And now,
they could be force stacking that bush
yeah,
or something like that.
and
Just
now again, you move with him when he needs. So you
yeah.
guys stay in a way connected. You know? Wait,
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't want to draw with black. Like you have imagine you have a circle around your character, and your circle needs to touch his circle, which is pretty much his agency range. Your circle is related to your R, like
Yeah.
how much mobility do you have, something like this, right?
Yeah.
His is a bit bigger because he has like range spells, so he can from wherever he is now, he can EQ this bush to help you,
Yeah.
and then speed up, join, blah blah blah. One of the biggest problems in competitive that I've seen from people in the West is that they don't see those connection angles. So they don't think about this, and one random guy gets distinct from his team, right?
Yeah.
Like this Varus. This Varus doesn't have anyone here. He's distinct, so you guys get a random engage
Yeah.
onto him. If there's a Nautilus here, there's nothing happening, you know?
Yeah.
And this guy should receive low,
Yeah.
right?
I guess
He
I
should be
normally
safe
don't
here.
think of it. Like I thought of it this game because of Nocturne, because I want to be in range to fight
Mhm.
if he goes on Jace. But normally I don't think of it like that. It's...
Yep. But yeah, what I was saying is generally supports that get fucked a lot by this thing with this
Yeah.
connection because they go randomly to ward and there's no one to back them up, and they get like three
Yeah.
people camping a bush and bye bye. And then without a support, you kind of lose any objective because they're like the vision control. This is good. Okay. Wait, do I have any notes? Oh yeah, here when this happens again, you shouldn't stay on this. You did your job. What you should
Yeah.
do is ping this guy and move, so you guys can set up the vision here, wherever you think
Yeah.
it's necessary, right? Because if you set up this vision, all this fight here that's going to happen is going to be 10 times better.
Yeah.
Not that good against Nocturne.
This is their
Oh,
only timer
sorry.
to 4v3,
Yeah.
right? Like,
And I don't know, your Nautilus, you should message him after the game and tell him to buy coaching from me or whatever. He shouldn't be here. He should be in Fog of War, right? If
yeah.
we are in Fog of War, in this case, because he's trolling you as well here. You cannot approach this because he's showing, you know? Ari
Yeah.
kind of helps you, but he's like trolling a lot because supports should be generally in Fog of War playing with junglers on these timers. And bam, vision here, those guys cannot play it.
Yeah.
I steal everything. Then what happens is they have to use their trinkets to retake into here because else they cannot push bot lane ever, you know?
Yeah.
If they do that, we transfer to Nash and they don't have these. And that's how we get free Nash, right?
Yep.
Again, a bit less useful if it's a Nocturne because Nocturne cheats some of the normal vision rules within the game. We have to
Yeah.
adapt to that. Similar to how Kane cheats tempo or MF or whatever. Those
Yeah.
champions can get away with murder if they know their limits better than you do. Okay. This is fine. Don't remember what's happening here.
I
Oh
missed
yeah.
my W, but I should have waited for the Nautilus ult.
I think you should just walk. Like you shouldn't W because that guy can polymorph you here.
Yeah,
No?
yeah,
Or,
you're right.
no, no.
Actually, yeah, I just thought of that. Too.
Like you just wait. Maybe smite someone or whatever.
Yeah,
Go there.
yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Because a lot of Viego start with this W, which is fine. But if there's already CC'd and this is kind of telegraphic CC, you know when it's going
Yeah,
to happen, you know,
yeah,
since he pressed the button. So you have 2 seconds to like adapt to your thing and then CC chain on top. And I also think your W doesn't it hit at the same, no, you miss,
no,
but
I
it would hit
missed.
at the same time, so it would have like 0 value.
Yeah, yeah, nah, you're right. Should just walk up.
Yeah. What the heck is happening here? Oh yeah, this guy. Okay. Then again, this is whatever. You can overextend for this because why? You need to match this guy, right? He's the strongest guy on the map for you right now because he's scaled, I think.
Yeah,
So it's fine to take this guy. Ari is overextending. You don't really care about her. She should be able to get out with R.
yeah. I guess I should insta recall here. Oh wait, no,
Yeah,
I
around
I
here.
farmed for my stack. Yeah, I did lose like 5 seconds of walking.
If you want to play for Siege, it's fine to like recall, right? But if you want to play for your power spike, I don't mind.
Yeah,
It's fine because this guy can receive a wave. Like it's fine to make people receive low if you get a very good item, and Sterak is a
yeah,
very good item. Triforce on Wukong, it's fine waiting for that kind of thing, right?
yeah,
2 items on Jace, whatever. But if you do that, so you buy a component, then it's in, you know.
yeah,
Okay. Uh, Here again, like you should position for short-term DPS. This is fine, but here you shouldn't click on it. You should move position, you know, like move here,
yeah. I guess that extra auto
because then
attack.
you wouldn't get CC'd.
Yeah,
Yeah, like here, you do this, basic, move, basic,
yeah,
move. Now you're staying still. You're like a Kog'Maw that pressed W and he's staying still, hoping he kills everyone. You know,
yeah,
we we're bruisers. We need to make every click matter and get space, as much space as possible. So our next basic attack is pretty much guaranteed instead of it being a flip. You know.
yeah.
I have something around here, but I don't remember. Oh yeah, like here. This is what we are talking about. You're saying you want to go to camps or something, no? Because yeah, you clicked on red, but I said go bot, right?
Yeah,
Why am I saying that? This guy is scary for you, right? And this guy,
yeah,
because he can kind of beat you because you don't have armor. But Nocturne and Lulu, those guys are NPCs for you. So here you could pretty much get into the positioning fight of team fight ahead of time. And you
yeah,
also deny this guy from like setting up his vision and shit. So you make their fight harder.
yeah,
You get this? And the fact they engage on you, it's even better with how far ahead you are.
yeah,
Because you've seen here that your team is coming towards this objective.
yeah,
So as long as you get out to them, you bait this guy into an improper position.
yeah,
Bam. And this is you solo winning this play. Like now your team doesn't even have to play mechanically good or do anything. They
yeah.
just click forward and everyone dies. Even though our June on Aurora seems to be cheating, that champ is too broken.
Yeah.
And this guy, I don't know what this guy
Yeah,
is doing.
Jinx wanted to get out, I guess.
Yeah. And this here, it's a different kind of overextension. You cannot really play for Ari or Jace this time.
Yeah,
One, those guys already guaranteed that, right? So we just go here, we create a secondary pressure point. If we create a secondary pressure point, enemy team will be like, do I go here or do I go here? So they
yeah,
have to make a decision. If they don't have to make a decision, they just go here and that's right, you know?
yeah,
If you give them an angle to create a decision making point, there's a possibility that human error will come in your favor, you know?
yeah,
And instead of going mid to threaten those guys, they come onto you. But yeah, I don't think you should stay for next wave. You should beeline to Drake because we play for this guy who will be on the wave in about 40 seconds, you know?
yeah,
20 seconds for this, 20 seconds for him moving somewhere. You know, like
Yeah.
here, you would be already kind of
Yeah.
close to him,
Yeah.
and you would be able to play on this.
Yeah.
Since you're not, if the enemy team had brain, but they don't, one would come like fast
Yeah.
forward on mid, take this, and then you guys lose 30 seconds. So you are either forced to play on this or this, right?
Yeah.
Or you have to wait.
Yeah.
And this is another thing that happens a lot. Like G2, for example, they play the map better than most of Europe because they're actually looking for these waves that create tempo or that can be stolen to like lower the tempo of the enemy team.
Yeah.
And it's called like cheating a wave. If you manage to cheat away from the enemy team, then you're happy. It's similar to, you know, the boss, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That guy wins because he's stealing those waves more or less. Just he
Yeah.
does it for laning phase, right? Because you kill him, but you cannot do shit with your wave. You cannot push a tower, you
Yeah.
cannot get an objective, you cannot do whatever. You
But he
recall or
always
you wait
gets
30 seconds.
he always gets plates with his waves.
Yeah.
And you don't
He
get
gets
anything.
plates,
Yeah.
junglers on top lane or whatever. So that's why he wins with 30 like that's or
Yeah.
whatever he does.
Yeah, here I should have pinged my laners to 4-1, right?
Yeah, you should ping them around here, and you should, in competitive, what you should say is that we play on this wave
Yeah.
combined with this wave. So we want this one to be slowed down. I don't want my like smaller to
Yeah.
be demolishing this wave. I
Yeah.
want you guys to walk here,
Get vision
take
and
it as slow as possible,
yeah.
get vision, and then push it so you create two pressure points at the same time.
Yeah.
Because if they only have one pressure point, 5 people against 5 people on mid, this is fucking A round.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it's good. I do that in competitive, but in Soloq I just get lazy. And that's I think is something I could have lost the game here if I was behind like if I didn't have 10 items, I this could have been really bad.
I mean, our Jun, for how like behind they were, he played it super well. You know?
Yeah.
Like overall with this Aurora, he looked for the good angles and shit. It looks like he's inting because they're too far behind, but
Yeah,
this
yeah,
was
yeah.
super good for his champion.
Yeah, I agree.
And now you guys should be like full HP getting everything here if you had pressure points. Now you're
Yeah.
like half HP, possibly getting killed. It's
Yeah.
not the case, but you know.
Yeah, I'm Jinx. No, but
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, no, it all
Final
makes
thing.
sense. Yeah.
Let's
Oh
go back
wow.
to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of whatever. I'll do this after for you. I'll do the priorities.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because I didn't have time since a lot of stuff was happening in the game.
Yeah, for sure.
And apparently some of the formatting got messed up. That kills my eyes. Okay, let's
Okay.
do it like this. And this. Okay, what I want you to do, 3 points from today. What stuck with you based on what we discussed?
Um yes, clicking near my character was one of the big
Come on,
things.
write them down.
Oh, do you want me to write it down?
Yes.
All right, let me pull it up.
I
Let's
think
see.
I linked it to you now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm here.
should be.
Pull it.
While you do that, I'll do the other side. So.
What did you call it? The
Oh, another
area
thing.
of influence or
Yeah,
agency?
area of agency, of influence, of whatever comes to your mind, you know. It has to
Yeah.
be your term. You don't have to follow mine. One question.
Yep.
Here, another quick tip. Generally, when you think about your pathing, try to think about two pathings. Not two pathings, like two clears, more or less. You want to sync, where is it? So here, you want to sync your first clear and the second clear. And generally what I've seen a lot of people do, because you see your second clear ends around, like this would be a timer for your second clear to end, more or less, right?
Yeah.
And it's around this or this. So, sorry,
Yeah.
again, I
No,
killed my eyes and
you're
also yours. Generally, you would want to make sure your plan ahead of time has an end goal, you know?
yeah.
And a secondary end goal, or no, a primary end goal is to go top to like mess up Varus, right?
Yeah.
But a secondary one would be my second clear should end up on me getting grabs because one, I messed up Varus earlier. Two, I probably have prio mid. So this
Yeah.
gives me that, right? If you have like Caitlyn, Lux, and whatever, you should sink your first two clears into them, right?
Yeah.
Be it like 6 camps into gank, right? Or be it 6 camps into recall here,
Yeah.
and then going bot, right? Plus the scuttle wherever you see fit to take it, right? Because
Yeah.
these are the two variations unless you desync your clears. If you need to desync your clears, then that's another discussion. But for the
Yeah.
simplistic ones, try to make the secondary one have some kind of like value, you know?
Yeah.
Because here I don't think you're thinking about void grabs. You're just adapting to see what's happening, right? And you
Yeah.
just get into a good position here, you know, because you
Yeah.
take this.
I thought of this as I cleared my Raptors
Yeah.
recall for Void Grubs, but I could have thought of it. Usually, like if the game goes really smoothly, like if I do a full clear, then on the next clear, I'll be like, okay, either I'm doing Void Grubs, like hitting 5 and going to Void Grubs, or I'm doing something else. But
Mhm.
sometimes, yeah, like
And
this game, I definitely just random or I like last second made my decision.
yeah. And one final thing on this, if you have the plan made, don't shy away from adapting. You should always adapt based on what happens in the game. Because there
Yeah,
are
yeah,
some people who are so stubborn that, oh, I want to get void grabs. If some shit happens, you might not be able to. So you need to adapt.
yeah,
But it's good to have the base of the plan in your mind, you know, because it's a starting point.
yeah,
You don't want to build a car and adapt the building of the car. You need to know the structure of the car ahead of time, because else you might create a boat or some shit, you know.
yeah,
Okay, that's more or less it. So I want you to write down 3 things here,
yeah.
and I do this part. This is low. It's a good idea. Let me just make this prettier. Okay. How's it looking?
It's good. Let's see. There. Almost done. Was it positioning, engaging, adaptability? Was that what the third one was? And
Um, so adaptation, yeah,
adaptation.
position. So I call it initial position, engage, adaptation, and cleanup, right? I wrote it to the right. You can copy it from there, delete or whatever.
I got it. Here we go. And yes, yeah.
That's more or less it. I'm
Okay.
happy. Uh,
Yeah, that's good.
the last part of our session would be something that I want you to work towards, right? And I
Yeah.
noted them on the other side of the document if you check.
Okay.
Let me open your stream as well. I will put them in high priority. They seem to be patterns, right?
Yeah.
I want you to work. So coach, set goals. I want you to work on uh, using dead time and then clicks
Yeah.
closer to character. After you're done with that, we can get another session in. Like I would suggest at least 30 games where you focus on those things and you keep
Yeah.
the rest in the back of your mind, right? At least 30 games. The click closer to your character should, I would always keep as a secondary goal until you're very, very happy with
Yeah.
it, you know? And you should check the session from today and a couple of your VODs from like the last week or so and compare
Yeah.
it with the ones you get 2 weeks from now or whatever.
Yeah.
So this is for
Do you
communication.
think? Oh, I forgot. Do you think I should work on pings too, or should I just do these two things? I
I
think.
mean, you can, yes, but I would focus on this first because if you
Okay.
start using your dead time, then the pings would come in as well, you know?
Yeah. I guess I
'Cause-
guess that factors into dead time as well. Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
whenever you don't have something to do, travel time, try to look for information slash guiding your team. And this way it also hits the pings.
Yep.
Proves mechanics, try to keep it close, especially if you play a bruiser. Generally, my rule is to keep it within flash range. That's a range that everyone like looks for.
Yeah.
And I guess that's more or less the session. Any feedback, things off the top of your mind, like questions at the end?
No, it was great. I'll keep you updated.
Yeah, that's good.
Thank you so
Um,
much.
I- I'll also complete the second part. You will see me writing a bit. So whatever I mark as high, you can put them as future goals if we no longer work together and you think it's good. If we work
Cool.
together, we can do it together.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, but I believe like from this version one that a lot of people don't believe in, of kind of backseating a bit with guiding questions, I think we got a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So, and yeah, have a nice. Did you end the like
Yeah, yeah. Stop it here.
video?
No, I haven't stopped it yet, but
Yeah,
I can't.
yeah. But have a nice evening.